Hello and welcome to a game called Am I Having Fun or Am I Just Reaching the Innermost Points of Insanity? I've already played the game like once, many moons ago, and I recently downloaded it again just to see how it was, and wow. The devs have been so incredibly hard at work that it actually feels like I'm mutilating a goblin now. Not only that, but the skeletons have already died once, and I'm not particularly sure that they wanted me to just go and beat the absolute shit out of them just because I wanted to. So aside from all of the lovely combat improvements they added to the game, there was a number of other really interesting features that they added that I was very surprised to see upon starting the game. The first was a new tutorial area, and I'm not sure if it needs a bit of improvement, but I'm pretty sure that the motions of defending would come naturally to you if you saw a skeleton getting ready to strike you with its sword, so I'm not really sure why that was there to teach. What I really wanted to know was how the hell to use this tiny little gemstone. Eventually I figured it out, but it took like maybe 10 minutes to get to that point where I realized that I can put stuff into my hands. The starting area has changed dramatically, like comparing this to the first versions that had been released, there is such an improvement. The improvement was so good that at first I thought they just scrapped abilities completely, but it turns out that they were always there on a panel on the wall, which surprised me a lot because I did like multiple levels before I even found them. It was a bit easier before we had this like new starter area because you just mash buttons on one of the controller and eventually a pop-up screen would come up and you'd just be able to like choose whichever abilities you want from that. Anyways, onto combat. Apparently they had an entire combat overhaul that happened at some point whilst I wasn't playing the game. All I can say is that dismemberments feel so much more easier to do now. They also feel much more responsive somehow, like they know what to do when I swing a certain way or try and stab a certain part of their body. I almost completely forgot to mention, but dungeons are a thing as well. They're completely randomized each time you go in. They've also incorporated parkour into it for those who enjoy parkour. I don't know about you, but I've already found the best way to eliminate the enemies as fast as possible. It involves chucking a lot of weapons at enemies and hoping that it eventually kills them. At first, I didn't really think it was going to work, but it did, somehow. I honestly and truly believe that the game is at a point where it's perfect for a full release, but apparently the developer thinks otherwise and it's not actually a fully released game at the moment. I do have very high expectations for this game, and as it's currently being developed right now, it's going in a very good direction, so I do hope that there's more constant updates and at some point we'll eventually get a release date. I'll try and keep everything updated as much as I can on some of the major updates that could happen in the future, but that's all I have right now, so I will see you next time. Goodbye.